Now, please welcome Interim Vice Dean for the School of Criminal Justice and Special Advisor to the Provost, Bill Leopold.
Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. Thank you. Graduates, as you arrived in the building this morning, you made your way onto the arena floor, and you found your way among the many rows and the many chairs, and when you got there, you instinctively looked up among the seas of rising faces in the distance to locate what? Your family, your chosen family, your friends, and your mentors. To locate your collection of individuals who have helped to shape your lived experience and provide you with any array of support and encouragement during this incredible academic journey. When you finally located those individuals, your people, you stood up, you waved, you texted back and forth, you smiled, you acknowledged the sense of pride, and when you found them, you exhaled. You settled into your chair knowing that this feeling, that this moment is larger than you. You today, on this incredible accomplishment, has been in the making for generations. You begin to realize in this moment that you'll be walking across the stage as a Rutgers University Newark graduate to represent the entirety of your family and your chosen family. The hard work, the hours, the put into engaging your degree, and possibly so many of those folks before you, the generations preparing and laying the groundwork for you to follow this path. They are all here with you today. On occasions like this today, it's normal to find yourself being reflective and asking yourselves any number of questions. How did this go by so fast? What's next? How can I put this feeling of what I'm experiencing today into words? Why do we have to wear these gowns? How do I have to wear this mortarboard? And how do I recognize my family for the sacrifices they have put out so that I could succeed? And how do I appropriately thank all the faculty and staff who helped to get me here? Those questions are for you to tackle, but we can help you with one simple way to send your unwavering appreciation to those you love and who are here for you today. One more time, class of 2026, please give a huge round of applause to your families, your friends, your mentors, and faculty who have been by your side and lifted you up for this journey. So, Jonathan T. Capehart, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, Emmy nominee, anchor, author, shared reflections on his family, his chosen family, his mentors, his friends, this past summer in a public way when he released his book, Yet Here I Am, Lessons from a Black Man's Search for Home. Throughout the book, Jonathan recounts stories about being raised by his single mom in Newark, spending his summers in North Carolina with extended family, and meeting incredible people throughout his life who have become chosen families and mentors. From an early age, Jonathan's mother installed in him the importance of education. You may recognize Jonathan T. Capehart from MS Now, where he is an anchor of The Weekend, and in that anchoring made history. Jonathan also serves as a political analyst for the PBS NewsHour and is featured on the popular Friday segment, Brooks and Capehart. Jonathan is a former associate editor of the Washington Post, where he served as an opinion writer for over 18 years. He was a member of the Post editorial board from 2007 to 2022. He also hosted the weekly podcast, Capehart, and the weekly Post live show, First Look. Jonathan was nominated for an Emmy for an outstanding news discussion with the NBC special, A Promised Land, A Conversation with Barack Obama. His MS Now special, The Look, A Conversation with Michelle Obama, in 2025, was the former First Lady's first ever one-on-one cable television interview. Pride of the White House won him a GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding TV Journalism long-form in 2022. From 2002 to 2004, Jonathan was the New York Daily News and served as the paper's editorial board from 1993 to 2000. In 1999, Jonathan's editorial campaign, in his 16-month editorial campaign to save the famed Apollo Theater, earned him the Pulitzer Prize for editorial rating. Capehart left the Daily News in 2000 to become the national affairs columnist at Bloomberg News. After he took leave from this position in February 2001 to serve as a public policy advisor to Michael Bloomberg in his first campaign for the New York City mayor. Scarlet Raiders, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Jonathan T. Capehart, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Leipold, for that introduction of Jonathan Capehart. Jonathan T. Capehart, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the boards of governors and trustees of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, I am pleased to confer upon you honoris causa, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all rights, responsibilities, privileges, and immunities appertaining to. Congratulations, and we look forward eagerly to hearing your words of lived wisdom for our graduates and for all of us. Thank you for being with us today, and congratulations.
Okay, before I do anything, we got to get a selfie. Thank you for that. Thank you for that indulgence. Dr. Leipold, thank you very much for your introduction, for the beautiful phone call that I got from you letting me know that I would be the commencement speaker. Thank you so much. Chancellor Smith-Jackson, Provost Robinson, Mayor Baraka, President Adrian Henry, Dr. Tiffany Oliveira, Bachelor's commencement speaker Victor Agrara. What a fantastic speech you gave. Thank you very much. My sincerest thanks to the Rutgers University Board of Governors and to Rutgers University Newark for the incredible honor of speaking to you today. But it is especially nice because a dear friend and esteemed alum is with us today. She is Raylyn Johnson, Rutgers New Brunswick class of 2003, the Vice President of Programming at MS Now. She's sitting over there. I am moved beyond words to be back in Newark, my original hometown. We lived at 175 North 1st Street until I was 10 years old. Back then, it was called Academy Spires. Today, you know it as Garden Spires. I went to St. Rose of Lima Elementary School until the 4th grade. My mom worked at the long-gone United Hospital, which everyone called Children's Hospital. When we moved back during my last 2 years of high school, I went to St. Benedict's Prep just down the street from your campus. Newark, Essex County, New Jersey. This is where I was imbued with the same values, the same spirit that make the Scarlet Raider Fox your school mascot. Were I not resilient, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish the things I've been able to accomplish. Were I not versatile in responding to the challenges that I faced, were I not balanced in my thinking about the path ahead. You leave this place with those same values, but how will you put them to use in the great life ahead of you? I offer you 3 lessons from my life as a guide. First, and I've learned this lesson more than once, when someone asks you what you want, tell them. After we won the Pulitzer at the Daily News, I had a meeting with the head of Bloomberg News. My writing was focused on national politics and social issues, so working for a financial news outlet made no sense, and I said so. When what was supposed to be an informational interview turned into a job offer, I told the bow-tied boss, no thanks, that I wouldn't be a good fit. He then asked a question that would change the course of my career. Well, what do you want? Feeling that I had nothing to lose, I told him, I want to write a column once a week and go on television and talk about it like I do right now. And I said it with some sass. It was then that he revealed that Bloomberg had started an opinion section and showed me all the things that I could do. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. It's always terrifying when someone says yes to your dreams. But by the end of that week, I had a new job and tripled my salary. When someone asks you what you want, tell them. Second, go where your talents are wanted. Not everyone will ask you what you want. Some will see your talents and invite you to use them. It's good for them. You make them look good. It's good for you. You get to hone your skills and refine your talent with every invitation. Implied in this lesson is that you must take risks, reasonable risks. Some of the biggest moments of your life will be the result of some personal or professional risk you take. And with each risk comes a high probability of failure. Some of the biggest lessons you will learn in life about yourself, about other people, about what you want and don't want out of life will be the result of a failure. Do not fear it when it happens, for it will happen, and it will not be pleasant. You will be tested in ways you never thought possible. But it's not the failure that will be most important. It will be how you respond to it. Will you crack under the pressure, or will you persevere? Will you be a chicken or a fox? You will have to be resilient. You will have to be versatile. And when you come out on the other side of failure, you will be stronger, smarter, wiser. The third lesson is one that requires faith. Everything we do in life is an audition for something else. We just don't know what for yet. When you're taking those risks, enduring those failures, and growing as a result of both, you will most likely be doing things that don't quite make sense in the moment. They might seem like disparate actions divorced from any grand plan. They might be divergent from your goals. You might even feel like you're wasting your time until you're not. When I was at the Washington Post, I was an opinion columnist, but there was more I wanted to do. I had a podcast. I guest hosted on the radio at WNYC. More often than not, I traveled on my own dime to moderate panels in the United States, Europe, and Africa. I sat in for anchors at then MSNBC. Disparate things that weren't my actual job, but I went where my talents were wanted. And then I got a phone call. I was being put in the rotation to audition for a weekend show on MSNBC. It was in that audition that I brought all the skills I learned doing all those seemingly disparate things to bear in the anchor chair. And on Halloween night 2020, I got the call I waited for my entire life. You're getting a show. And I've had a show for 5.5 years now. Everything we do in life is an audition for something else. We just don't know what for yet. All three of those lessons will serve you well in the world you're about to enter, a challenging world where you will be tested by internal and external forces. Internally, you'll wonder where you fit in as you make your way in the world. Externally, that world might be telling you every day that you don't fit in, that you don't belong, that you might even be part of the problem. Do not, for 1 minute, let such pernicious messages take root in your psyche. Do not let them stop you from telling the world what you want. Do not let them stop you from going where your talents are wanted. Do not let them stop you from living a life whose disparate components are leading you to an even brighter future. Do not let the challenging times we're living in stop you from believing in yourself or this country. There is a reason why America is a beacon to the rest of the world, why many of your parents came here so many years ago, why many of you came here. America is based on a universal ideal that burns in the human heart. No amount of impudence, corruption, amoral leadership, or galling disrespect can diminish America's proven promise or your role in helping to fulfill it. Let me read you a passage from David Blight's epic Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of the great Frederick Douglass that has given me the perspective I still rely on to give me hope that we will get through these troubled times. The orator and writer lived to see and interpret Black emancipation, to work actively for women's rights long before they were achieved, to realize the civil rights triumphs and tragedies of Reconstruction, and to witness and contribute to America's economic and international expansion in the Gilded Age. He lived to the age of lynching and Jim Crow laws when America collapsed into retreat from the very victories and revolutions and race relations he had helped to win. And yet, what gave me hope in Blight's words was the sweep of Douglass's life, a man who was born a slave and escaped, who was a celebrated orator against the sin of slavery and saw the end of the evil institution. Douglass played a part in the nation reaching toward its founding ideals during Reconstruction, and then the great man lived long enough to see all the gains he fought for be reversed by Congress, the courts, and the president during the terror of the Jim Crow era. But my story is proof that Douglass's fight was not lost, that as bad as things are, they won't stay that way. I am a descendant of slaves whose parents were born and raised in the segregated Jim Crow South. My cousin and I are the first generation in our family who didn't have to pick cotton. I am a Black man who anchors a show on MS Now and serves as a political analyst on PBS NewsHour. And I am an out gay married man whose wedding was officiated by the Attorney General of the United States, who made a key determination that made it possible. A more perfect union we do not yet have. But notice how the framers crafted that phrase in the preamble of the Constitution. A more perfect union is an aspiration, for a perfect union can never be achieved as long as people are left out, are not allowed to fully participate. Through our individual acts and collective action, we, the people, make this a more perfect union. I firmly believe this because my story is a testament to it. And on this glorious day of graduation, so is yours. By going to college, you changed not only your trajectory, but also that of your family. By becoming a graduate, you are on your way to doing greater things. I know many of you are the first person in your family to graduate from a four-year college or institution or university. But know this, some of the smartest, wisest, most discerning people you will ever know are the people in your life who do not have the degree you're about to receive. But know this too, sitting in your cap and gown today, this is why I got my handkerchief, because I knew I would cry. You are the embodiment of their hopes and dreams, their hard work and sacrifices, and their enduring belief in you, what you could, can, and will accomplish. When your name is called and your family and loved ones fill this arena with screams, cheers, and whatever noisemakers they might have, you will also hear the roar of your ancestors, thrilled you have come this far. Rutgers University Newark Class of 2026, each of your stories is a brand new panel in the quilt that tells the inspiring story of our great nation. Each success you achieve will be a new stitch that secures your rightful place in our American story. And each future milestone you reach will be a tighter weave in the fabric that is making our country a more perfect union. Class of 2026, congratulations.